Welcome to your first HTML tutorial. Now this tutorial isn't going to be involving any coding, instead we're just going to be setting up the basic environment to begin your HTML learning. So from the previous video, when I explained exactly what languages you should be learning for your website, we had a look at the BBC page just here. So to begin our HTML learning process, because it's simply a browser-side language, that means that we don't need a server to test. So we can simply load up our files straight into our browser. So first let's go ahead and create a new directory. So go ahead and navigate to wherever you want to put your directory. And go ahead and create a new one. So I'm just going to create one for my YouTube channel just here. And put that on this hard drive. Okay. Now within there, I'm going to go ahead and create another directory and just call it HTML. And then in here, you're just going to want to go ahead and create a new file. And you're going to want to call it whatever you want. So I'm going to go with index, and I'll explain why in a second. And then you're going to want to finish it off with .html to make it a HTML file. Okay, now the reason that I called it index and not main or something else to do with the first starting point of a file is because index is the default name that's used on a web server once someone goes to the root of a folder or directory. So for example, on a web server, if there was a directory called HTML and someone was to just navigate to website.com/HTML, then the server would look for a page named index, and if it found one, then it would load it. If it didn't, then it would come up with either a list of all of the files held within the directory or a 404 not found. So once you've created your file, just go ahead and drag it in to your browser. So you can see it says move when I drag the file into the URL bar, as opposed to on the page when it says copy. And that'll just go ahead and load up that file straight away. Now we can go ahead and test this by simply opening up the file. So I'm just going to go ahead and open mine with Notepad for now. Okay, and in here we'll just type test, and then once you've done that you can close Notepad, refresh the page, and you can see that we get test. So we now know that it's loading correctly, and we're now ready to begin learning some HTML.